Hey there, my name is Dr. Jerry Shannon. I am the undergraduate coordinator in the Department of Geography here at the University of Georgia, and this is a short video to introduce you to the department and talk a little bit about the programs that we have for undergraduates. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize myself here, and then we'll jump in. So one of the questions that's really important to start off with is, what is geography? Many of you may not know much about geography as a discipline coming in. It's not a major topic in a lot of K through 12 schools. And so let's just talk about the mission statement for our program here. It says the mission of UGA Geography is to advance understanding of social and natural processes in a complex and changing world. As geographers, we are interested in where things happen, how people and places near and far are interconnected, and the impact of humans on the landscape and environment. Our undergraduate and graduate programs cultivate geographical curiosity, critical thinking, and a rich array of methods for solving real-world problems. And what I want to emphasize here is that geography is more than just knowing state capitals, right? Just like historians, it's not just about knowing dates, right? But it's seeing the larger patterns and why things are located in the places that they are, understanding the complex, both social and natural processes that produce phenomena ranging from climate change to racial disparities in housing and health. We tackle a lot of important issues in our department, as you'll see as I run through some of our subdisciplines. And so geography is really a question of where. Why are things where they are? And understanding those things, which has a variety of applications. And in fact, if we look at the kinds of things that people who are geography majors can go into, you'll see there's a real range of options here, right? Ranging from ecological or natural occupations like being a zoologist, natural sciences manager, or forester, fields in planning, say being a geospatial analyst, being a policy researcher or community organizer, to doing larger work in climate like being a climatologist or an environmental scientist. So we think about space in lots of different ways and in lots of different contexts, and our graduates have gone on to work in many of these fields. And so it's a really versatile degree to have. The Department of Geography and geography as a whole is broken into subdisciplines like many departments are. Our main ones, and I'm going to give just a brief overview here, are human geography, physical geography, GeoScience, and atmospheric sciences. Those are the main four clusters of researchers and faculty in our department and interest areas. So just to talk about some of these, and I'm actually just going to get rid of myself here. Human geography is really focusing on human-environment interaction and the geographies that shape social interactions and social processes. So you see questions like, what are factors shaping urban inequality and segregation? How are communities responding to climate change, whether that's through policy or whether that's through kind of more local or informal initiatives? Even that last question, how did social movements work to improve food, health, or other systems necessary for human thriving? So it's not just understanding how official political systems work, but how activism shapes these kinds of systems and produces certain kinds of spaces, or changes spatial relationships between communities. The second sub-area here would be physical geography. This is much more like a traditional harder science. So this ranges from geomorphology, kind of understanding landscapes and physical landscapes. It includes historical work around climate and climate change over time. It also includes understanding the non-human world and looking at patterns of animal species or plant species over space as well. So we've got how social and physical forces interacted to shape landscapes across time. And we have lots of folks who study this as well. You can see a couple of our faculty members here. GeoScience is a third field. This is one that involves kind of what you might think of as traditionally geography. So it involves mapping and lots of mapping and spatial analysis. So taking in data from a variety of sources, ranging from satellite data through drones, through Facebook and Twitter data, and trying to say, what does this tell us about the way our societies work, or the way that our worlds work? So we have lots of great opportunities here to think really in a very quantitative, analytic way about spatial processes and the ways these unfold over time. And then lastly, we do have a distinctive and sizable and growing number of faculty and students who are focused on atmospheric sciences in particular. And so we can think about this as climate change, but we also have a lot of folks who are just interested in meteorology and weather forecasting and understanding what shapes local weather patterns as well. And so we've got a real range of things available in this area, and it's one of the kind of most vibrant and growing parts of our department currently. So what does it mean to be a part of the geography department? So we offer lots of different, several different degrees and programs. We have both a AB and BS in geography, and I'll talk about that in a second. In essence, one is just an AB is a Bachelor of Arts. It's more like a liberal arts degree. BS degree is a little bit more of a hard sciences degree, and I'll show you exactly what that means here in a second. We also offer a Bachelor of Sciences in atmospheric sciences, right? So I mentioned that that's a growing part of our department, and we have number of students who are enrolled in that program currently. There's lots of overlap between the geography and atmospheric sciences degree, and so it's actually pretty easy to major in both if that's something that you're interested in. In addition to both those majors, we have certificates. So we have a GeoScience certificate that's 12 hours. If you're just interested in kind of that GeoScience mapping spatial analysis component, we have lots of courses that you can take that will get you that certificate, and it would show up in your transcript when you're done and be able to demonstrate to employers that you've got some training using GIS for various things. We also have a relatively new certificate in urban and metropolitan studies, and that might be particularly interest for those of you who are thinking about moving on to policy or planning as a future degree. We have some double dogs programs, and this is something we hope to expand in future years. So currently you can do a double dogs getting a geography MA, MS. Double dogs means you have some overlap. You have 4 courses for your undergraduate degree that counts for your graduate degree as well. So it allows you to kind of get a start if you have HOPE or other scholarship funding. It allows you to start in your graduate degree while you're still working through your undergraduate work. So you can do that with a geography MA or MS. We're also hopefully soon, maybe even by the time you see this, going to have programs set up with disaster management, which is in the College of Public Health, and hopefully soon the program in SPIA for the Master of, I believe, Policy Analysis, the MPA degree. All right. In terms of what is the difference between an AB and a BS, you'll see it's relatively minor. This is just a chart to compare those two, just so you know. In your general ed requirements, the last part of your Area 6 requirement is a little bit different, whether you're doing a social sciences or Area 5 course at the end versus doing a lab science or hard sciences course. And then you'll see here this is flipped. For an AB, you take 2 human geography courses and 1 physical geography course. For the BS, it's the other way around. 1 human geography course and 2 physical geography courses. So they're really pretty similar, and it's more about what do you want to kind of communicate about your area of emphasis. Are you thinking more humanities, liberal arts with the AB, or do you want to focus more on kind of the sciencey, quantitative side with the BS? Our department has lots of unique opportunities for graduate students. So the Center for Geospatial Research, or CGR, hosts a couple of really interesting programs. One's called NASA Develop, that allows you to work through NASA, and actually you applied it for NASA here, but we are a develop site, and you partner with some agency to use data from NASA, often satellite data, to answer some question of interest for that organization. And it's a really vibrant program. I know a lot of students who've said really positive things about it. We have it hosted here, and we have faculty who have experience with it and can help you get into that program, give you advice on how to apply. The CubeSat program is also something that we have, which is a set of students who are working on these tiny satellites, bread box sized, loaf of bread sized satellites. We just had one launched into space last fall, and that was a big deal. And we have another program that's still in development. So if that's something that's of interest to you in terms of remote sensing and satellite imagery, it gives you a chance to work on that. I run something called the Community Mapping Lab that does lots of community engagement projects on issues ranging from biking to housing, lots of different things. It's hard to even list all of them. But if you're interested in getting kind of applied experience working with community groups, that's a good way to do that. The Athens GA Weather, if you're an atmospheric sciences major, do daily forecasting. They have live streams that go live when there's severe weather in the area, and it's really great. And we also regularly have students who do the CURO program, which allows you to get some funding to do independent research and provide the opportunity to do internships with local government or nonprofits. So lots of different ways that you can use what you're learning in the classroom in applied ways that are meaningful and that set you up for a future after you're done with our program as well. So I'll stop there. That's just a brief overview of our department. Please let me know if you need more information. My contact information is listed here. Shoot me an email and let me know if there's other questions I can help answer for you. Thanks so much, and hopefully this piqued your interest in geography.